We're doing the last stage, really, aren't we?
Yes.
So the first question says what?
The lesser sciatic notch below the posterior inferior iliac spine.
So the lesser sciatic notch, is it below the posterior inferior iliac spine? What do you think?
Lesser sciatic notch. The posterior inferior. So I'm thinking, how can the lesser sciatic notch be below the posterior inferior iliac spine? Is it below? I think that's false.
The lesser sciatic notch is below the posterior inferior iliac spine. Why do you think it's false?
Because I'm thinking the lesser, kind of the lower, below sciatic notch.
Well, think about what the posterior inferior iliac spine is.
Oh, that's kind of the side of the yeah.
So you got your iliac.
And the sciatic notch is kind of inside.
What if I said it was the posterior superior iliac spine?
So I would say yes, the lesser sciatic notch is below the PSIS.
Right. So what if I said the greater sciatic notch
I would say
is above the posterior inferior iliac spine?
I would say yes.
Yeah. So what about the lesser sciatic notch then? Is it above or below?
Below.
It is below. Well corrected.
Yeah, I think I just got it was lesser and inferior, which is why I thought both things were low.
No,
So one can't be above the other.
because the inferior is higher than the lesser sciatic notch. Yeah, what you were doing was looking at lesser and inferior and not knowing which way to go.
Yeah.
But if you just think about the posterior inferior iliac spine,
Yeah.
and then you have your greater sciatic notch and then the lesser sciatic notch, the lesser sciatic notch is going to be below the posterior inferior iliac spine, because you're looking at the iliac spine, which is, the two of them are quite high up.
Yeah. Yeah, I realised that only when you
But
said.
very well done, yeah.
Yeah, when
but
you mentioned PSIS.
yeah.
They're not, even though one's below and high, but they're like at the side, kind of top
They are.
right of
Well
the
done,
iliac.
yeah.
So then,
Exactly. And
even though
that's,
one's inferior, it's not
Spot
low
on.
in the whole pelvic girdle.
and that's what you weren't thinking of, yeah. You were letting the lesser sciatic notch dictate your thinking. Well done.
The greater sciatic notch is above the anterior superior iliac spine. That is false.
Yes, very well done. Well done. Brilliant. Next one. The greater sciatic
Greater
notch
sciatic notch.
is below the lesser sciatic notch.
The greater sciatic notch is below the false again.
Well
Wrong
done.
way
It's not
round.
true. It's the wrong way round. Yeah, well done.
The anterior ilium bone
Has a greater sciatic notch and a lesser sciatic notch, unlike the posterior ilium bone. The anterior ilium bone
anterior ilium bone
has a greater sciatic notch and a lesser sciatic notch, unlike the posterior ilium bone.
So is this question saying the posterior ilium bone does not have a greater and lesser sciatic
Well done,
notch?
yes.
And it's saying the anterior is.
It's saying the
does have.
anterior ilium bone has a greater sciatic notch, but the posterior ilium bone does not.
Which is.
Understand the question, you'll get the answer right. If you don't understand the question, you'll never get the answer right.
The anterior ilium bone has a greater sciatic notch.
15 already.
So you've got your anterior ilium bone
Yeah.
and you've got your posterior ilium bone.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the
One's
two?
in front, one's behind.
Right. So if the anterior ilium bone has a greater sciatic notch and a lesser sciatic notch, what will the posterior ilium bone also have?
The same.
Exactly. So is it true?
No.
There you go. Well done.
The obtura foramen gives passage to the ischial tuberosity and the ischial superior rami and the ischial inferior rami.
Yeah.
Correct, because the obtura foramen.
So the obtura, so that's old Marc who goes straight in and comes to the answer and doesn't think it through. So the obturator foramen
Yes.
gives passage to the ischial tuberosity and the ischial superior rami and the ischial inferior rami. So ischial tuberosity is that bend by the side of the ischium, which would be next door to the obturator foramen, which is the hole.
Yeah.
The ischial superior rami will be above the middle part of the obturator foramen,
Okay.
and the ischial inferior rami will be below,
Yeah.
but on the ischium side, yeah. So it's actually saying it gives passage to the ischial tuberosity. Gives passage means allows things to go through the hole. Does it allow things to go through the? Do
Does
those
the
things? Yeah. Does it? Do those things go through the obturator foramen?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They are.
Vessels and go through the obturator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, these things do sit alongside it, but they don't pass through it. Yeah. So next, are you happy with that?
Yeah, no, I am.
Okay. The pubis inferior rami and the pubis superior rami are the same as the ischial inferior rami and the ischial superior rami.
The pubis inferior.
So the pubis inferior rami and the pubis.
Is that a made up?
No. Because I'm following on from our discussions on the pubis symphysis.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Alright, so you understand about the ischial superior rami and the ischial inferior rami?
Yeah.
So that's on one side, yeah?
Yeah.
So the other side is exactly the same, it's just sits above and below the pubic body. So you've got your ischial inferior rami above the pubic body,
Yeah.
and the ischial superior, ischial inferior rami below the pubic body, and the ischial superior rami above the pubic body. Do you see? And then on the other side, you have the pubis superior rami and the pubis inferior rami. Laura, say that again. Okay, so you got your pubis superior rami above the pubic bone,
Yeah.
the pubis inferior rami below the pubic bone, then go across
Yeah.
the obturator foramen,
Yeah.
and you then have your ischial superior rami, and then your ischial inferior rami below.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the question says the pubis inferior rami and the pubis superior rami are the same as the ischial inferior rami and the ischial superior rami. Are they the same?
No.
No, because one's to do with the ischium and one's to do with the pubis. Yeah, but the structure and the thinking is very similar in terms of the rami.
And obviously, a lot of different parts of the pelvic.
Yeah.
In one, 4 different things in one.
Exactly,
question.
but I just wanted you to understand the structure of the ischium, the pubis, and how it's broken down in terms of rami. So if they give you something that has
rami.
yeah, so if they give you something that has rami and you're not thrown by it.
No. And rami is just an area.
It's just
it doesn't
an area.
mean below or bottom.
No, in the nervous system, rami is to do with nervous systems, but actually in this situation, it's an area of the ischium or the pubis. So, well done, you're getting there.
Okay, the hip bone contains
The tibia, the sacrum, the sacroiliac joint, the pelvis, the pubis, and the pubis symphysis. So the hip bone contains the tibia. Yeah, don't jump in. The hip bone contains the tibia, the sacrum, the sacroiliac joint, the pelvis, the pubis, and the pubis symphysis.
Okay, the ones I'll say yes to.
Well done.
The hip bone.
Yeah.
Contains. I mean, the hip bone is attached to the sacrum.
It is.
The sacroiliac joint is part of the hip bone.
It is.
Because it's attached to the sacrum.
Brilliant.
Sacrum. The pelvis and hip bone is kind of the same.
Agreed.
The pubis, same. And the pubis symphysis is part of the pubis.
Oh, well done.
The tibia is a leg bone.
Nothing to do with it, yeah, well done. And that's what they do, they put things that are completely nothing to do with the area you're looking at. It's so random, like, it's like me putting the ear in there. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, but it's like we say about the fibia and the acetabulum. It's not attached.
I know, but they're not even subtle. They'll actually say, okay, so what's the odd one out? Toe, eye, eyebrows, nose, mouth, chin. The toe. Your understanding of the anatomy is so good now. You can actually see, that's the odd one out. It's like the odd one out. Do you see? Yeah, very well done. The gluteus maximus is, I had to put this in because you're so into your glutes. The gluteus maximus is placed on the anterior iliac fossa.
False.
Well done. Where is it?
Posterior.
Well done. Iliac fossa. Fossa just means a depression, a dent.
So, yeah, glute sits there.
Yeah, but you know, like the acetabulum is a fossa, it's a dent.
Yes, okay.
Because when we move on to the shoulder, they'll talk about scapular fossa, and they'll use the word fossa quite a lot. It's just an indentation, a dent. So don't be thrown by that. But very well done, yeah.
The lumbar region
meets the coccyx at the anterior part of the hip. Well done, it's not true. Where does it meet?
Posterior
part of the hip. Well done. Last question. Very well done,
Ilium,
Marc.
the sacrum, the pubic bone.
Comprise of the left and right innominate or coxal joints.
Innominate? The ilium, the sacrum, and the pubic bone. So everything. Comprise
of the left and right innominate or coxal joints. Yeah. The ilium, the sacrum, and the pubic bone comprised of the left and right innominate or coxal joints.
I'm not quite sure what innominate means. Which is
I did mention it 2 weeks ago at the beginning of one of the videos. But it means the same thing as coxal joint.
Coxal joint is the coxal joint.
Any ideas of what the coxal joint is?
The joint that...
Don't mix it up with coccyx.
Is that part of the coxygenius?
No, because that's what we're moving on to. That's what we're moving on to. Yeah.
So wait, so the coxal joint doesn't have anything to do with the coxygenius?
No, because we're moving on to the pelvic floor.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I
And the
did
coxal
this.
joint
That's
has
why I
nothing to do
did
with the
this
coccyx.
before we move on to the pelvic floor and the perineum.
And the coxal joint has nothing to do with the coccyx.
No.
Great.
This is the only one,
This
actually,
is horrible
that I
one.
would have to step
the
in.
ilium-
I deliberately put it in because I knew that you might forget about
Wait,
it.
so it's asking the ilium and the sacrum and pubic bone
Yeah.
comprise of the left and right.
Innominate or coxal joint. Close your eyes and see if it will come to you, because you have come across it in the video. It's the beginning of one of the videos I've shown you. See if it triggers anything.
I'm thinking true because
Yeah.
Okay, I'm someone's fine too here. So
it's just talking about the left and the right, the ilium and the sacrum and the pubic comprising
I always thought I was a good
making up
professional, but now it's
the left and the right.
Okay, now yeah.
Can I order a portion of fries, please?
Just
that's
that.
yeah, that's as
Anything
far as
else?
I've
You
got
have
really.
something on the system like that?
Yeah, you're right. So what
Fantastic. Just
is
count
the
it.
innominate or coxal joint if it's made up of the sacrum, pubic bone and the ilium? What is it?
The pelvis.
Yeah.
The
Otherwise,
pelvic body.
not the body.
Di-
What, sacrum, pubic bone, and ilium. What is
the
that?
hip bone.
That's the hip bone. Yeah, it's the right and left hip bone.
Well, that's a confusing way to ask.
It's my pleasure. It brings it together. So the innominate or coxal joint, otherwise known as the hip joint. Okay.
Okay.
Very well done. Any thoughts on that? You did very well. Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah, no, great questions. Kind of
No, give me the bill for it. Yeah? Just
way further than the questions I've got in my
Yeah.
practice book.
Indeed, I will.
Does it
Just
help?
allows me to logically work out using my knowledge
Exactly.
what's true or false. There's no trick.
No.
It's just logically
Thinking it through. I mean, that's the skill you've developed, is to now think it through instead of just reacting and coming up with the first answer in your head. So
I
many
mean, that one,
congratulations.
I stopped my quick
Sorry.
27.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the hip bone contains the tibia, I false straight away, but I did read through.
Well done. So the old Mark would have done what, do you think?
Just read the first 4 words and come up with the answer.
Yeah, and the new Mark does what?
Reads the whole question.
Yeah. So when you look at, that's just one page. We've done, what, 4 pages?
Yeah.
How do you feel you've come?
I mean, I think, was this 28th of June?
Yeah.
This was like the bit of a turning point.
Yeah, I took it to another level. A greater depth. What I was doing is developing your brain to a greater depth, so you can consolidate the new information, but also push your brain to another level. So, but many congratulations.
Thank you.